to my channel. My name is Emily and I talk books and stuff. Today is the start of our 24-hour readathon, which happens once a month over at Ginnie's channel, and today I'm going full no sleep, all reading, that's it. I have a few books from my TBR, some are creepy? I don't know if they're creepy, I haven't read them. And some are fantasy. They're all from my October TBR, they are all buddy reads, and I am super excited. They're relatively short, so I have the 4 books and I think I can squeeze in another one if we're lucky. We'll see how we go. And yeah, I'm super excited, so let's get into the TBR. The first book on my readathon TBR is The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the second book in the Bridge Kingdom, which is all about a woman who is being trained to be an assassin and then sent off to marry a prince in order to kill him. This book is filled with enemies to lovers, betrayal, action, and it is so good. It is one of my favourite books of the year, so I'm very excited to read the sequel. It's not very long, it's about 330 pages, easy peasy, it's 4 hours done. What are you gonna do? We got this. And then the second book we have on the TBR is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. This book is all about a woman who has been cast out onto the street with no prospects, no money, nothing, until she meets Victor Frankenstein, who she then becomes an apprentice to, and you can imagine the sort of things that she would see. Like, no wonder she's the Dark Descent. I mean, come on, anyone seeing crazy is bound to turn crazy. Super excited for this one. This one is 250 pages. Please, it's 3 hours. We've got this. And the third book we have on my TBR is We Hunt the Flame by an author whose name I can't pronounce, and I feel really bad about it, so if someone can tell me how to pronounce that, much appreciated. I don't know what this book is about. It is the first in a duology, I think, but we are buddy reading this with the Book Sluts Club, so I am super keen to read it. This book has around 450 pages, but the writing is quite big, so I think we can squeeze it into 3.5, 4 hours. So very excited to get to this, and yeah, we'll see how we go. I heard it's very emotional, and you guys know I love to cry. So. And the last book on my TBR, of course, involves vampires, and that is my buddy read of Spiritbound, which is the fifth book in the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead. This is one of my childhood favourites. It's the series that got me into reading. Thanks, Mum. But I'm super excited to relive this. This does have about 500 pages, but again, the font's really big and it's a reread. And with the Vampire Academy books, I found I average about 120 pages an hour, so we've got this. We've got this. We are going to be doing sprints live on Ginnie's channel, and I may even run some on my own channel. We'll see how I feel, because, you know, I freak myself out a little bit. But I did wake up at 3 AM for this readathon, and it is currently 6 AM, which is when the readathon starts. Usually when I wake up really early for something like a readathon, I get really hyped up. I do suffer a mild form of bipolar, but that's fine. We're medicated and we're happy. And yeah, so manic times are super up there, but we're gonna be reading, we're gonna be sprinting, and it's gonna be so much fun. And I got Harry over in the corner, he's gonna be with me, and I got my reading chair set up, and I got caffeine, and I got cookies, and I'm raring to go. So without further ado, let's start the readathon. Okay fam, just quick update. I am 74 pages into The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. It is so good. So good. I just got to the part where, you know, she found what she was looking for. Don't want to give any spoilers away, but it's creepy, and it's creepy in a way that is, I don't know, it's not normal, but the depiction of manipulation and codependency in like friendships and relationships, and even the psychopathic nature of a certain character in this book is insane. It is so realistic. Okay, I have another update. I'm nearly at 100 pages and oh my god. Finding out the reason for Victor's creation, his studies, is unreal. Like, oh, so many people were complicit in the manipulation of Elizabeth. But not only, she's not innocent, she's manipulative, but at the same time, because of what she's been through, she's had to like bring herself to that point. Like, it was all circumstantial. Perhaps she would be a different person if she didn't grow up that way. But just seeing how it kind of all comes together, you know, the time jumps from between them growing up together as children to Victor leaving to study abroad and Elizabeth going to follow him and try to find out where the hell he is. It's such an insight to see what a hold Victor had over her as a child, but then the codependency, but also fierce independence that she has, like, because it's a mix between both, and it's really interesting to see how Elizabeth's mind works, and I'm so excited to get more into this. My god. Hey guys, small update. So I did manage to finish The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I loved it so much, and I feel like if the whole Frankenstein thing wasn't there, it would be super realistic, super creepy, and I'm amazed that I haven't read any of Kirsten White's work before, because after this I definitely need to add literally everything to my cart. This was phenomenal. The way she wrote about codependency and like all of it, like, you saw my thoughts. All of it was so unreal, and the action towards the end, amazing. The feelings, perfect. Just all round had a super fun time with this one, and I am now currently 70 pages into The Traitor Queen. It's blowing my mind. We all know it would, but it's doing it, and I'm excited. I'm obsessed with this. And again, like Kirsten White, I will be buying everything by this author, because it's so very good. And it's just a good time. I'm having a good time. Live sprints just ended, and we're gonna keep going on the Discord, and it's gonna be a fun time again. Fun. Small update. I have about 130-ish pages left of The Traitor Queen. It has been pure freaking pain. If you have read The Bridge Kingdom, you know where it left off. You know what I'm going through, and it has not gotten better. It is just pain. My babies are hurting. and it makes me feel sick. Like, I feel physically sick and I just don't want to read it because it's hurting me. Like, I'm just genuinely depressed. And the book that I'm reading next is going to be Spiritbound, and that's not much better, so I might switch it up and read a graphic novel or a manga after Trader Queen. So listen, the Bridge Kingdom and the Trader Queen did not need to go so hard in on me. I just finished the Trader Queen, and that hurt a lot. It was just so unnecessary. And every time I was like, no, this can't get worse. This is the peak of my pain. It got worse. So I'm gonna pick up a manga before I start Spiritbound, because if anyone has read Vampire Academy, you guys know what Spiritbound's about, and it hurts. So we did it. I stayed awake for nearly 30 hours. I didn't spend all that time reading, but I did spend the whole readathon reading. And I didn't read as much as I'd like. I only read 4.5 books, which, I mean, it's pretty good, but I feel like I could have read more. But it was still a success. And I'm going to take you through the books that I read. Some of them you probably heard about in previous time in my vlog, but there was a lot of emotions and so many good books. Let's get into it. The first book that I finished during this 24-hour readathon was The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. In the intro to this video I said she was an apprentice. She was not. Victor Frankenstein did not take her in. It was his mother and father. This book delved into the reality of being a psychopath, obsession, abusive relationships, and it was amazing. It was so good. It was so creepy. It was so authentic. Wow. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars just because it was slightly predictable towards the end. But other than that, it was sensational, and if you haven't read this, I highly recommended it. It was creepy, it was full of action as well, and I just read it, please. The second book that I read during this readathon was The Trader Queen by Danielle L. Jensen. This, hands down, my favourite book out of all of them that I read for this readathon. I cried so hard. Fully sobbed. They really had me. I was hurt. I was so emotional. It was so much better than I expected. A lot better than the Bridge Kingdom, which is saying something because you know how I feel about the Bridge Kingdom. But these books are so filled with like political intrigue and the romance, but also the pain, the full pain and suffering, and it wasn't fair. None of it was fair, but the new characters that came into it had me. I will read everything by this author because she's one of my now new favourite authors. Just read it. I rated this a 5 stars, and oh my god, it was so good. And because I needed a break from the tragedy that was The Traitor Queen, I picked up 10 Count, which is a BL manga about a guy who's got OCD and meets a psychiatrist, and something's a bloomin', and I'm loving it. It was cute, it was pure, it was actually very interesting as well with how he tries to treat the OCD, and I will definitely be picking up the rest of this series. Loved it. And the last book that I actually finished in the readathon was Spiritbound by Rochelle Mead. Again, this book made me cry. It showed me some things that I totally 100% forgot about. The ending was insane. I might try and squeeze Last Sacrifice into my TBR this year, just because I need to finish it, but then I don't want to finish it because it's one of my most beloved series. And I rated this a 5 stars. I've rated all of them a 5 stars just because of the nostalgia and the way everything's written and the action and the emotions and the friendship, and I just, ugh. Everything about this series feels like home, and I'm just so happy that I picked it up for a reread, and I will probably do so every year. So if you haven't read it or you want to reread, let me know. We'll pick a time and we'll read it each year. And the last book I started but did not finish was We Hunt the Flame. I've gotten 100 pages into this and I'm loving where it's going so far. There's going to be magic, there's political intrigue once again, and I'm finding that that's something that I actually really enjoy in books, which I didn't think was possible, because usually in real life I can't stand politics whatsoever. So I'm super excited to keep reading this week, and I just had a great time all around. I want to thank Ginnie for hosting every month. We do it I think it's the first weekend of every month, and I'm really looking forward to the 48-hour readathon that we also do monthly, and it's just been such a good time. And also, if you haven't checked out my girl Val's new video, please go do it. It was her first non-sprinting YouTube video and it was insane. She's put us all to shame, and you need to go subscribe and like and comment and all that. Don't forget your joke on the way out. How did the penguin build his house? He glued them together.